All right, so I told you that for today we're going to be thinking about fives and tens, something that you have been doing forever and you are experts at it. You know how to count by tens, you know how to count by fives. And I bet you didn't know that learning that back in kindergarten, first grade, and all of the practice we've been doing this year, that it was going to help you with things that you're going to be learning next year. So right here I have a dime and a nickel. Now we remember that a dime is worth 10 cents and a nickel is worth 5 cents. So when I'm counting dimes, I'm counting by tens. When I'm counting nickels, I'm counting by fives. So learning how to skip count has helped us with our money. Right? That's something that we started in first grade. We did a lot of work with that this year. So we're going to use what we know about counting tens and fives, dimes and nickels, right? And we're going to use it to help us fill out this little chart that I have here, right? I want for you to think about having a certain amount of dimes or certain amount of nickels and how much that would equal. Okay, so right now we're just focusing on money. So if I have two dimes, right, I need to know how many cents that's going to be. So one dime is 10 cents. That's our base. Two dimes is going to be how much? 10, 20, right? So 20 cents. Then, I'm going to move this over a little bit. Okay. Then we have four dimes. If I have four dimes, how much do those four dimes equal? It's four tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, I have 40 cents. Excellent. Then I have five dimes. If I have five dimes or five tens, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Excellent. Now with tens, I don't actually have to sit here and count by tens. I can just take the number and say, okay, four tens, 40, five tens, 50. All I need to do is put a zero in the ones place and use this number as my tens place. So this is eight tens. I have eight tens, eight in my tens place, zero in my ones place. I get 80. And then for 10 tens, right, I would do the same thing. If I have 10 tens, I have 10 tens, and I have zero ones to give me 100. Tens is one of the easiest things to skip count by, and also the easiest to put into groups based on how many tens there are. So now we're going to move on to our nickels. Okay. So for our nickels, we're going to be counting by fives. Once we fill this out, I'm going to ask for you to look for something to see if you notice anything. All right. So I'm going to move this over here and then we'll get that out of the way when we're done. So I have two nickels. One nickel is five. Two nickels is two fives. 5, 10. Right. So 10 cents. Four nickels is going to be counting by five four times. 5, 10, 15, 20. Excellent. Right? Five fives is going to be five more than this one. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Got it. Now eight fives, I'm going to do counting by fives eight times. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay, you probably already beat me to that number because you're so smart and so quick. And then I have 10 nickels. So if I have 10 nickels, okay, then there are 5 cents each. How much money am I going to have? Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, halfway there. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. All right. So now I want for you to take a look. These number of dimes and number of nickels were the same, right? 10 dimes, 10 nickels. What do you notice? Let's look at this first one here. One nickel is 5, one dime was 10. Two nickels was 10, two dimes was 20. 20 cents was four nickels, 40 cents was four dimes. Do you see any pattern here? Do you notice anything? Are you seeing what I'm seeing where 5 plus 5 is 10? 10 plus 10 is 20. 20 plus 20 is 40. 50 plus 50 is 100. So if I double my nickels, right, it's going to equal the value of the dime. Right? Because when you double 5, which is 1 nickel, you're going to get 10, which is 1 dime. I could also go the other way and say that it's half. 5 is half of 10. 10 is half of 20. 20 is half of 40. So knowing my tens might actually help me with my nickels or my fives. All right, so right here, this is another chart, but you guys actually already together, we came up with the answers. This was from the chart before. 110 was 10. 2 tens was 20. 4 tens was 40. 5 tens was 50. 8 tens was 80. And 10 tens was 100. And then we had our nickels, which is 1 5 is 5. 2 fives is 10. 4 fives is 20. 5 fives is 25. 8 fives is 40. And 10 fives is 50. This then could turn into our times tables, right? We could then say, all right, well, if I'm not going to do it for all of them, okay, but I just want for you to see, if 2 tens is 20, then 2 times 10 equals 20. And we would put this one right here. Okay, if we do another one, 8 times 10 equals 80. And we could put that one here. Then if we come over here, we can say, all right, well, 4 fives is 20, then 4 times 5 equals 20. And we can put that right here. And then one more that we could do, just so that we're spreading it out a little bit, we could say, okay, so if 10 fives is 50, then 10 times 5 equals 50. And we can put that over here. So these turn into multiplication facts. Those tens and fives that you learned to skip count by help us count money. That money helps us do multiplication. Times tables is something you're going to have to learn and memorize next year. And because you already know how to skip count by fives and tens, you will already have those guys in your head and memorized with just a little extra practice. Okay, we already talked about that. All right, so just a few last questions. How many is 3 groups of 5? 3 groups of 5. If you need to get a blank piece of paper or a whiteboard to write this out, remember you can pause. 3 groups of 5. I can also just put up 3 fingers and have each of those fingers be worth 5. So 3 groups of 5 would give us 15. You got it. All right, how many is 6 fives? So I can draw a picture, pause and draw a picture. I could put up 6 fingers and count each of those as 5. Right? Or maybe you have another strategy that works for you. So I'm going to put up my 6 fingers and I'm going to count each one as a 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Excellent. And how much is 4 times 5? Now, what you're going to see here is they started off with writing it out this way. 3 groups of 5. Then they said 6 fives, and then they said 4 times 5. Now, 3 groups of 5 would be the same as 3 fives and 3 times 5. 6 groups of 5 would be the same as 6 fives and 6 times 5. And 4 groups of 5, 4 fives, and 4 times 5 would all be the same thing. These are just 3 different ways of writing it out. They're using different numbers for each one, but all of these are going to be solved the same way. So 4 times 5 is 4 groups of 5. 4 fingers up, 5, 10, 15, 20. Excellent. All right, so I think you guys are ready now. I am going to have next to this video a link for the paper that I need for you to work on, where you're going to be practicing groups of 5 and groups of 10. Right, so make sure that you do that. And I know that you're going to rock it because you guys are awesome. And I know how great you are with skip counting by 5s and 10s.